Musa loved the water. Ever since he was a little boy, swimming felt like freedom to him. The way his body floated, the way his hands cut through the water, it made him feel strong and fearless. So when he finally joined swimming classes, he believed this was his moment to shine. But life doesn't always go as planned. The day of his final swimming test arrived, and Musa didn't show up. Fear, doubt, and hesitation held him back. By the time he realized his mistake, it was too late. He had missed his chance. That evening, Musa sat quietly in his room, staring at the floor. His heart felt heavy. He thought he had failed, not just the test, but himself. His mother noticed. She saw the sadness in his eyes, the silence in his voice, and the disappointment he couldn't hide. She didn't say much, but she knew her son needed something more than words. So she made a decision. The next morning, she gathered the family, Musa and his two siblings, and surprised them with a small trip to the sea. "Let's go enjoy ourselves," she said gently. "Sometimes a little happiness can heal a heavy heart." At first, Musa wasn't excited, but as the boat sailed across the calm, blue water, something inside him slowly began to lighten. The breeze, the laughter of his siblings, and the endless ocean started to bring him peace. For a moment, he forgot his sadness. But suddenly, the sky darkened. The wind grew stronger, and within minutes, a violent storm surrounded them. The waves crashed against the boat, pushing it farther and farther away from the shore. The laughter turned into fear. The calm sea became wild and dangerous. The small boat drifted deep into the ocean, almost 40 kilometers away from land, into waters known for deadly sharks. No one knew how far they had gone. Panic filled the air. Musa looked around at his frightened family, his mother trying to stay strong, his siblings holding on to each other in fear. And in that moment, something changed inside him. He realized something important. There was no one coming. If he didn't act, they might not survive. His heart started racing, but this time not from fear, from courage. "He have to do this," he whispered to himself. Without wasting another second, Musa made the hardest decision of his life. He jumped into the ocean. The water was cold, the waves were strong, and the distance ahead seemed impossible. But Musa kept swimming. Every stroke carried his determination. Every breath carried his hope. He remembered all the lessons he had learned, the ones he thought he had wasted. Now they were saving lives. Hours passed. His body grew tired, his muscles burned, and his strength began to fade, but he refused to stop, because giving up was no longer an option. Finally, after swimming nearly 40 kilometers, Musa reached the shore. Exhausted, he collapsed near a rescue station, barely able to speak. But with the little strength he had left, he told them everything. Within minutes, rescue teams rushed into action. They took Musa along and searched the ocean until they found his family, safe, alive. The moment Musa saw them again, tears filled his eyes, not of sadness, but of relief. He had done it. The boy who once thought he had failed had just saved his entire family. Days later, Musa stood proudly as he was honored by his country's president. He received an award for his bravery, courage, and for never losing hope. But deep inside, Musa knew the real victory wasn't the award. It was the moment he chose to believe in himself. Because sometimes, the test you run away from becomes the very thing that saves your life.